Guys, so today we will discuss about the testes and its transverse section. So testis is a primary sex organ found in the scrotum. It is a heterocrine gland because it is producing the hormones and the sperms. So if it is producing hormones, then it is known as endocrine gland, and if sperms, then exocrine gland. It is mesodermal in origin. Please remember this. This is, I think, important because it may be arginate. Okay. The removal of testes is known as orchiectomy. Now we will discuss about the structure. This is the outermost layer. It is double membranous and it is known as tunica vaginalis. I hope it is clear. And it is double membranous, the outermost layer, and between this layer the serous fluid is present okay, which acts as a shock absorber. After that, it is the tunica albuginea inside tunica vaginalis. It is the middle layer, tunica albuginea, and it is dense. It is made up of dense irregular connective tissue. And since it is a connective tissue, so then it will help, it will support and provide strength. After that, it is tunica vasculosa, the pink one. I have labeled it tunica vasculosa. It is the innermost layer, which is made up of blood vessels. So it will definitely have a lot of supply of blood. After that, it is the septas. Septa divides the testes into compartments, and it is mentioned in NCERT as well that there are 250 lobes per testis, and as we have 2 testes, so it will have 500 lobes. Okay, and from each septa there are about 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules which germinate. It is made up of germinal cuboidal epithelium. It is 1 to 3 in number per lobe. Okay. Seminiferous tubules occurs as 1, 2 or 3 per lobe. See, I have mentioned here, I have drawn here this 1, 2, 3, and in this I have drawn only 2, so it is clearly visible. After that, it is retitestis. Then this is vasa efferentia. Then this is the whole part of this epididymis, which is divided into 3 parts: caput, corpus, and cauda. So let me brief you again. Tunica vaginalis, tunica albuginea, tunica vasculosa, then septas, seminiferous tubules, then this is retitestis, then vasa efferentia, after that epididymis. Okay, I have drawn a flow chart over here for your comfort. It is the route of sperms, that how sperms travel. Okay, so from seminiferous tubules where the actual production of sperms occurs. Okay, this after that through retitestis it goes to vasa efferentia. 10 to 12 ducts carry sperms. After that, it comes to caput region of epididymis, where the decapacitation takes place, that is the deposition of cholesterol over sperm head. Sperm here attains motility and fertilizing ability. After that, it reaches to corpus region, which generally acts as a passage for sperm and nothing else. Then cauda epididymis. It stores the sperms for up to 2 weeks. Okay, for up to 2 weeks. Cauda epididymis. Then vas deferens, which acts as a storage of sperms for up to 3 months. Then from vas deferens, it goes to ejaculatory duct, then the urethra. This from this caput region to urethra, it is the extra testicular duct because it is outside the testicle. And this thing from seminiferous tubule to vasa efferentia, it is inside the testicle. So it is known as intertesticular ducts. You can take the screenshot if you want, guys. I hope it is crystal clear to you now. Now I will discuss about the transverse section of testis. TS, that is transverse section. So it is kind of like this, and here the seminiferous tubules are present. I've discussed already, and Leydig cells. I've drawn it like this, and the Sertoli cells. Okay, so one by one I'll discuss each of them. Inside seminiferous tubules, we know that spermatogonia cells are formed, that is the sperms. Okay, then we will discuss about the Sertoli cells, which is also called as nurse cells and sustentacular cells. Remember these names: Sertoli cells, also known as nurse cells and sustentacular cells. Now we'll discuss its functions. It acts as blood-testis barrier, that is, it inhibits the entry of unwanted chemicals, and it provides nourishment to the sperm cells. It synthesizes the inhibin hormone, which inhibits the release of FSH, and it acts as a androgen binding protein, which helps in concentrating testosterone inside the seminiferous tubules. Now we'll discuss about the Leydig cells. Leydig cells, also known as interstitial cells, because it is found in the interstitial space. Okay, so you can remember in that way. It is present outside the seminiferous tubules. Okay, it is present outside the seminiferous tubules. Okay, and it produces androgen, that is the testosterone hormone, which is responsible for the secondary sexual characters. In boys, it is mustaches, heavy voice, etc. I'm sorry, guys, I forgot this point. So yeah, this Sertoli cells also releases a factor, that is anti-Mullerian factor, AMF, that inhibits the formation of fallopian tubes and uterus in male reproductive system. Okay, it's a very important point that if we may ask that why the boys do not produce fallopian tubes and uterus. So it is this factor which is actually inhibiting the formation of these structures in males. Okay, so we are done here. Take the screenshot, guys. I hope it is clear to you now. Thank you.